First up, we got Brady Childers. He's a 17-year-old son of Kathleen McGuire and Jason Childers. Brady activities during school are band and FFA. His future plans are to become an OSHA safety inspector and a metal drummer. Brady, Brady's most memorable high school moment was when he won an Apple Watch in the MAP test drawing. Brady Childers, everyone. Following, we have Savannah Jane Crank. She is the 18-year-old daughter of Melissa Watson and Michael Crank. Savannah activities during high school include being a proud flutist in the marching and concert band. Her future plans are to attend college to become a successful artist and animator for big movies and game studios. She wants to provide people with creative outlets with interactive graphic designs. Savannah's most memorable high school moment was meeting her best friend who has been glued to her side since elementary school. She is the kindest person she has met here at school. Everyone, Savannah Crank. Next up, we have Ella Hankins, the 17-year-old daughter of Stephen Hankins and Angela Ray. Ella activities during high school include the marching band and concert band. Her future plans are to become a psychologist and make bank. Ella's most memorable high school moment was when Thomas Lopez got stuck in the baby swing during lunch in band camp and firefighters had to cut him out. Ladies and gentlemen, Ella Hankins. Our last band senior of the night, Tyla Moncrief. She is the 18-year-old daughter of Danitra Moncrief and Tyler Whitehead. Tyla's activities during school include band and FFA. Her future plans are to become a cultivator and work with plants. Tyla's most memorable high school moment was when a bee was on the bus and Delaney Ryan pushed her past and fell onto an instrument case. While laid out on the floor, I heard the instrument owner go, "My saxophone," followed by Alex Smith asking if anyone was going to help her up. Let's hear it for the last band senior of the night, Tyla Moncrief. Our first senior cheerleader tonight, we have 17-year-old Kyrie Matthews, daughter of Anita Johnson and Joey Gilmer. Kyrie's activities include volleyball, cheer, basketball, track, and senior beta. Her future plans are to join the Air Force and go to school to become an ultrasound technician. Miss Kyrie Matthews, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we have Miss Sadie Stout. She is the 17-year-old daughter of Dustin and Annie Stout. Her activities during high school include senior beta club and cheer. Sadie plans to attend cosmetology school. Her most memorable high school moment was when the ride down to Florida for senior beta nationals trip. When all the girls were sleep deprived, Kyrie started singing super bass and crying at the same time as singing. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sadie Stout. Our last senior cheerleader of the night, we have Danisha Wright. She is the 18-year-old daughter of Tashima Walker and Larry Wright Jr. Danisha's activities during high school include cheer, track, and senior beta. Her future plans are to attend an ultrasound tech program or cosmetology school. Danisha's most memorable high school moment was going to Florida for senior beta and going to Disney World. Everyone, Miss Danisha Wright. Welcoming our first football senior of the night, Jamius Binford. He is the 18-year-old son of Ken Binford and Chino Johnson, and the godson of Ebony Reed and Quan Reed. Jamias' activities during high school include basketball, track, and of course, football. His future plans are to go to college and play football, and his dream job is to become an archaeologist. Mr. Jamarius Binford. Next up, we have Tristan Moncrief. He is a 17-year-old son of Katie and Manuel Loya. Tristan's activities during high school include track, football, and basketball. His future plans are to attend welding school and get his CDLs. Tristan's most memorable high school moment was breaking a school record in track. Everyone, Tristan Moncrief. Our last senior of the night is Manuel Rivera. Manny is the 18-year-old son of Rivera. His activities in high school include football, stucco, and track. Manny's future plans are to go to college and become a computer technician. His most memorable high school moment was when CJ slid down the hill into a mud pool. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Manuel Rivera.
Thank you so much, Gianna, for bringing us the 2025 Malden Varsity Football Senior Night ceremony. We are going to take a short break, and we will be back on Boot Hill Broadcasting in about 20 minutes with Mr. Terry McVeigh and Mr. Tommy Jacobs bringing you coverage of the Malden football matchup versus New Madrid County Central. Thank you.
All right, girl. Thank you. Well, Darren, we're back at the swamp.
It's always good to be here, Tommy.
It is good to have you. Our partner is on his way. He got detained, and so he'll be along shortly. Darren, this New Madrid County team played Kennett, a very good Kennett team last week, and took them to overtime. Kennett come away with a victory, but I believe they got a very good team.
They do. New Madrid County Central's coming in. Looks like they have a record of 3 wins and 3 losses. Started the year with a tough Cape Girardeau Central team. Dropped a 21-6 decision there. Then they managed to beat East Prairie 44-40. They then played a very, very good Dexter ball club and lost 36-20. Then they traveled all the way to Herman. I don't know if you've ever been to Herman, Missouri.
Been to Herman, yeah.
But you need to need a trip to Herman. It's amazing. It's beautiful there on the Gasconade County, right there on the Missouri River.
Sure.
And they managed to come out with a 28-6 win over Herman. Then they played Kelly and won 26-6. And like you said last week, they played Kennett. Nail biter. I think they were down by 20 in the third quarter. Came back and tied the game and wound up losing in overtime. It's always tough to get your kids back after a tough overtime loss. But, the staff there at New Madrid County, Tyler Fullhart, Jonathan Haddon, Jake Kimball, Andrew Blackford, they do a really good job of getting their kids prepared. Always do a real good job. And the one thing you always say about New Madrid is they always have a lot of good athletes, Tom.
They do. They're exactly right. Malden played last week, and, Eli Beckett got the lion's share of all the yards. I think he's just a sophomore. And, man, Malden needs a lot of Eli Beckett's.
And, we were talking a lot last week. And, as I was driving up thinking about this Malden Green Wave team, but and a lot of people are going to say, I can't believe you're saying this, Darren. But I think Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, he came in. The program was down a little bit. They were really struggling. And he said, guys, just buy into me. Just buy into me. And I think that's what Coach Treston Pulley's got here at Malden. Again, I talk about it all the time. He's got the signing ceremony. He's got a ton of underclassmen playing. They're playing really hard for him. They're getting a lot of experience. And I know that it's tough when you're ninth grade, 10th grade, getting beat up on by juniors and seniors. It's not much fun. But I'm telling you, in 2 or 3 years when they're battling for a district title, it's all going to pay off.
I think you're right. And, Malden is – I feel sorry for these young men. They're giving it all they got. But like you say, when you're a 120-pound freshman and you're going up against, 210-pound senior, usually that senior going to win.
And, last week I think Malden was battling some injuries. A couple of the running backs, their quarterback was banged up a little bit, and they had a lot of guys on the sidelines there. And, they did something a little neat last week. They put Depro behind center and then kind of swung the quarterback out, Jemias Benford, and they did a little bit of different looks with it, almost like, hey, we're going to have 6 big guys up here, and we're going to try to move the football and control the football. And I think that's what Malden needs to do. They have to shorten the quarters. They have to control the football. They have to keep the clock moving, and then hopefully in the fourth quarter they have a chance to win.
That's exactly right. Before we go any farther, we will not be going to O'Fallon for the game a week from tomorrow. I went up this week and checked the hookups, and they do not have a hookup for us to bring the game to you. We're sorry. We wish the Greenway to travel. We wish them that they will be careful. But, Darren, it's just a few months down the road, maybe a month or so. We're going to be doing basketball. We're going to do the Campbell Junior Varsity Tournament, and that's always a very good tournament.
That's almost like the official kickoff to the basketball season is that JV tournament there at Campbell. I think there's going to be a lot of good teams in it. It's going to be interesting to see. There's some coaching changes going on in the area. There's some player changes going on in the area. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes out and what the teams look like. I know that they've been putting a lot of work in, the Rib City shootout and the play in the summer. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I know that you and Terry will be very fired up because I think, while we love doing the Malden Greenway football, I think basketball is near and dear to everybody's heart.
And we're hoping you come and give us a hand, too.
I hope I'll be able to, and I look forward to it.
And last year's schedule, I don't know if this is hold true, if it'd be some in, some out. It was Camel, Kennett, Malden, Neelyville, Holcomb, Greenville, and Twin Rivers at the junior varsity tournament. So that's some pretty good teams.
Absolutely, and anytime you can change up kind of the player or teams that you're playing, bring some teams out from the foothill conferences
Correct.
or what are Ozark foothills, and bring some teams in and battle what we call the Flatlanders. It's
Yeah.
always a good quality mix of teams, and again. That's what we need. You need to play a lot of different styles. You need to play a lot of different tempos to get ready if you're going to make a run deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, there's something I get to do tomorrow night that I really look forward to. And the majority of the people out there know Rick Bunning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
correct.
Rick Bunning's going to have a birthday party over at Cameron's office at Risco, and it's going to be a Rick Bunning roast.
Absolutely.
And so I get to go over there, but some of the things that Rick and I talk about or laugh about, I can't clean them up good enough. I'm just going to have to get up and thank the Bunning family. But if you're going to roast Rick Bunning, I just wonder how much tenderizer you would have as tough as that old bird is.
It will be definitely a night to remember. I've talked to Cameron a little bit about it. I know she was getting ready for it at her office there. The office she's been working on remodeling the old bank building there in Risco. She's painted it, done some things of that nature, remodeled the inside. It's really looking good, and I know that she's extremely excited for her father's birthday. And I think it'll going to be a great event. So. I can't wait. I hope you record that.
I would love to. That would be great. But, Rick told me, and I'm sure he told all the others that's going to talk about him, remember, guys, I know on you as much as you know on me.
Well, that's
so
exactly
you only
right.
threaten us right off the start.
I agree. I understand.
Well, we're a minute and a half from start of this ball game.
And it looks like we got the captains out in the center. The officials came up earlier. We're doing a little communication with the scorekeeper. It looks like Malden's going to be receiving, and New Madrid will be kicking off. New Madrid's with a little different look this year. They got the white shirts with the green numerals with the, I believe it's an eagle on the helmet.
I think that's right.
I was confused there for a moment, but both of them wearing the white helmets, but we'll just have to see the green waving their customary green and gold. And New Madrid in their white and green.
And before we get started, I know that Saxton, I saw a thing on sports page. They're wearing a number of the officer that was killed at Saxton, and I think that's a very good tribute.
Absolutely. It's been a tough week for law enforcement. Holden Duckworth,
Right.
the deputy up in Stoddard County, lost his life as a result of an accident. It's been a tough week for law enforcement,
Sure.
and we want them to know here at Boot Hill Broadcasting we appreciate everything they do, and we can't say enough. It's a tough, horrible situation, and all we can say is we're praying for them.
You betcha. Darren, you better be ready. I think they're getting ready to kick this thing off and get this thing started.
Well, I'm excited. I hope Malden, like we talked about last week, they had a tough loss against Portersville. Portersville, a very good football team. And I think, Malden looks like they're a little bit healthier this week. Looks like there's a couple guys on crutches and a guy in a boot. But hopefully they're getting a little bit healthier and continuing to battle in week 6. Is that correct? 7.
7th, yeah. 6th or 7th, I'm not real sure.
I think they're 3-3, and this will be game 7.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Looks like we had an offside against New Madrid. 5-yard penalty. Malden gets to move the tee up. Getting ready for the kick.
Well, they're talking to the coach, got everything lined up, and I think we're going to have some football now.
I think we're having a little discussion about the formation. There's been a lot of changes on kickoffs in the NFL, obviously. Hadn't trickled down to the college game or the high school game, but it eventually will. But here we go with the kickoff. A little pooch kick. Looks like 78 for New Madrid County falls on it. That's where New Madrid will take over. 1st and 10.
And the Eagle done the right thing. He fell on that thing instead of trying to pick it up and run it.
Tommy, sometimes it's like the old adage in basketball. The guy always says, well, I'm open in the corner every time. And the guy says, well, you're open for a reason. When you wear number 78, that means if you get it kicked to you, you just fall on
I
it.
fall on it.
No, and I may be totally wrong, but he may be the best athlete on the field, but I think that he did the right thing there, Tom.
I think he did. I agree. Oh, boy.
And that's number 21 for the New Madrid County Eagles with a little toss from number 4, Caleb Moore, the starting quarterback. Of course, we don't have number 21 on the roster. Tobias Benford on the stop for Malden. First down for New Madrid. You know, Tommy, we were talking earlier. It looks like Caleb Moore's under center. New Madrid came out. They had 3 wide receivers kind of bunched in. Looks like number 21, who's not on the scorecard, is going to be in the backfield. And I hope this is no indication of how this game is going to go, because apparently the first 3 plays we've had 2 flags.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Looks like a handoff to Jaden Williams. Takes to the right side for a short gain. Looks like New Madrid's going to kind of try to spread us out a little bit, kind of see where we're at, kind of feel us out. You know, we were looking earlier. It looked like number 4 there, the quarterback, Caleb Moore, had a pretty good arm. He's yet to throw a pass. One thing about New Madrid, you know, they've always really been good in the run game.
Sure
as
have.
far as, you know, back in the day, even when they had and there's number 4 with the handoff. Up the middle, number 21 takes it. Hard run, brought down by a gang of Malden tacklers.
I think some of the staff from Malden is going to go up and talk to some of the spotters from New Madrid to find out who number 21 is, because apparently we need his name.
Yeah.
I'll be
agree.
right back.
And it's first down for New Madrid. Looks like it's on the 9-yard line of Malden Greenway. New Madrid getting the play in. Number 4, Caleb Moore, getting the New Madrid County Central Eagles set. 2 wide receivers to the far side. And the handoff. And it's number 21, the unknown runner. And there he's in for a touchdown for New Madrid County Central. 10:36 left in the first quarter, and New Madrid punches it in to take a 6-0 lead over the Malden Greenway. Looks like number 21 is Charlie Rosano, but we have him as 22. But there, he's wearing 21 for the New Madrid County Eagles. And the New Madrid County Eagles up. Wait, there must have been a flag. Looks like it's back to first down. I apologize for that. Caleb Moore in the shotgun, the handoff. And that's number 4. Oh, number 8, excuse me. Malachi Hughes. He pokes in for the first touchdown of the evening. We'll see if there's any flags. And there's not. New Madrid's up 6-0. 10:29 left in the first quarter. Good to see my main man, Terry McVeigh.
Glad to be here. Had a nice trip.
Absolutely. We thought you would might have skipped out and went to Columbia.
Well, I'd like to be in Columbia.
Still early in the process.
Yeah. I was going to start out by broadcast by saying New Madrid was going to be scoring in this game, and they proved me right. I just coming over, and New Madrid's already had 8-0.
And that's number 1, B.J. Minner, running it in for the 2-point conversions, 8-0 here in the first quarter. Terry, you know, we were talking a little bit about the New Madrid County Eagles. Had a tough loss last week, lost in overtime to Kennett.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're down by 20. wound up tying it up and forcing it to overtime. And of course, you never can bet against Joel Wyatt, who comes
Nope.
out, scores a touchdown, then goes for two. You know, the gambler that he is. And we're talking a little bit about Malden. You know, Malden struggling 0-6. Played hard every game, so we're extremely excited about that. And we're looking for improvement. You know, every game they look like they're getting a little better. Been battling some injuries, so we're excited to see what's going on. I think this will be an interesting contest between New Madrid County Central and Malden.
Well, I think it sizes up to be. You know, Malden's New Madrid's had a pretty decent year. It's not like really like some of the old New Madrid teams. Catch and fall. That was
Looks like that was number 20, Percy Kirkwood, a sophomore, taking the kickoff and downing it for the Green Wave. Will come out. You know, we talked a little bit before you got here, Terry, about the Malden Green Wave's use of Landon Depro, the lineman, as quarterback last week. Kind of a unique concept where they thought, hey, we need to shorten the clock. We need to keep the chains moving, keep the clock running. Let's just put more guys up there and see if we can move the ball. It worked somewhat effectively. You know, a few mistakes here and there.
I thought he was effective last week.
So we'll see if the Malden comes out and does that again.
Jemias Binford back in the gun. Beckett in motion. And we come to the left side. That's Binford keeping it. And I'll take, Binford kept it. Picked up a couple.
And, you know, Terry, we can't say enough about the job that Eli Beckett did last week. Number 80, the junior, had a couple big runs, couple big catches, really spread it out for the Malden Green Wave. Did an outstanding job. And as you know, we're talking a lot of underclassmen doing a lot of good things for the Malden Green Wave. So you got to be happy about the future of Malden Green Wave football.
Well, Beckett was doing everything. He was catching passes like he normally does, but he was also running the ball a lot. Devin Lewis with the carry up the middle. Was nice to see him back. He was out last week with an injury, but nice to see him back. He's been the most consistent runner for Malden this year.
And, you know, Devin Lewis, he runs hard. He runs extremely hard. Looks like he has a little one of those concussion hats on, so I'm hoping that he hadn't had some kind of issue in regards to that, but I'm glad he's wearing it if he's having some issues because he's been playing good football for the Malden Green Wave this year.
Lewis spreads out wide right. Beckett and gets the pitch in motion, gets around the corner, and gets up to about the 38-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down. Make it 4th and probably 2.
Looks like it's about 4th and 3, Terry. I think Malden's in a position where they're going to go for it. Is that correct?
I would think that'd be my guess. Their position on the field is one of those where normally you wouldn't be going for it on 4th and 3, but they think they have a good chance to pick up 3 yards.
All the New Madrid County defenders are bunched on line expecting a run.
There's Lewis. He can't break the tackle, and he's down with no gain. So we turn the ball over on downs from the 38-yard line. New Madrid has a first down.
You know, Terry, and what a lot of people may say, why are you talking about this? I don't believe I've ever seen New Madrid wearing black pants before. Have you?
Well, since green's their color, no, that isn't what you normally do. Or normally think of. But that seems to be kind of a trend the last few years. Is
I almost
teams
didn't
wearing black.
I almost didn't recognize them. You know, I'm so used to New Madrid coming out in the green, but of course Malden being the green wave, and that's the true green. I guess there was kind of a color coordination issue.
Good run for a first down for.
And we've been discussing that, man. That is actually Charlie Rosano. He's listed as 22 on the sheet, but he's actually 21 for the New Madrid County.
And he has been the leading rusher for Malden or for New Madrid this year. he's on pace for a 1,000-yard season.
And that's one thing I'm kind of surprised. Number 4 there, the quarterback for New Madrid, number 4, Caleb Moore. Looked like when he was throwing, he has a pretty good arm, but I don't believe they've tried to pass this game, Terry.
No, they haven't, and Moore's got some pretty good stats passing. Matter of fact, on the New Madrid area, Moore's probably is the second best passer in the area. 11 touchdown passes this year, and he has several receivers who have multiple receptions. So looks like still going to be first down. The penalty on Malden. See what sign he gives, or if he's even going to give one. And now they're going back the other way. Okay, it's back to, looks like almost the original line of scrimmage, still first down. So you go one way on a penalty, then you go the other way on a penalty, and there's still another penalty, and you come back. So about from the original. All right, good tackle in the backfield. Lewis goes down.
That was Devin Lewis on the tackle. Looks like good to see him back. He plays hard at linebacker, very good running back. Good tackle on Rosano there.
Yeah, like I said, Rosano is one of the better. As a matter of fact, he's the best rusher for New Madrid, over 700 yards this season. So he will get 1,000. It's second and 19 from the 41-yard line. Well, probably good down, going to see the arm.
Caleb Moore behind the center. We got a flag.
Another flag. That's in the backfield of Malden.
Called by the back judge. I'm not quite sure if it was a delay of game. I'm not. I think the clock had ran, and I don't know if.
No, they were resetting the clock. Threw the flag, no penalty. Second down, now somebody's going to be offside.
And down goes 58. Excellent job.
Yeah,
New Madrid.
maybe a little slow.
That's right. If somebody's going to cross that line, you need to go down. That was Isaac Smith, the sophomore. We're going to draw that penalty one way or the other.
And he did a 5-yard penalty for offsides for Malden.
A little ragged here in the first quarter, Terry. I think we've had about 7 flags so far.
Well, we've had 4 on this possession. We played 1 down. I think there's been four flags.
We had a touchdown call back on a penalty.
Mason Shackelford wide right for New Madrid. Moore in the gun. Almost intercepted. It was
Intended for B.J. Minner, the freshman out there.
And Marklell Cantrell got in the way of it. He was there. The pass was right towards him. The defender or the offensive receiver made a good defensive play to keep that from being intercepted. When we 3rd and 14. 7:48 left in the first quarter. New Madrid from here most likely is in 4-down territory. It's like a T formation, another flag. That's the
delay of game against New Madrid again.
25 seconds ran out, so there's another 3 back. What's that? 6 penalties on this possession. They've run 2 plays.
Looks like the quarterback's pointing at something. The coach is pointing at something.
Third and 19 from the 41. in a T formation. What it looks like, it's a T formation. Right to that's
Jaden Williams.
Jaden Williams again. Pick up about 8. It'll be fourth and 11. No huddle for New Madrid. Moore's looking to the bench to get signals. Tyler Fullhart is the coach of New Madrid. Moore in the backfield. He's got Rosano with him, and going to be a timeout, New Madrid.
Looks like we got some discussion about the clock management with the referee and the coach over there. I don't know. Can't seem to get on the same page.
Referee's coming over to let Treston Pulley, Malden's coach, let him know what was going on and what the discussion was about.
Terry, you'd think in week 7 that the teams would kind of have this ironed out as far as how much time you got on the play clock, how much time you got to get your play in, and how much time you have to get it snapped. I don't know why New Madrid comes up to the line, looks at the clock, there's 10 seconds left, and they back out, and they're like putting at the clock like, wow, there's only 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's the 25-second clock. I don't understand.
Okay, Moore's in the gun. Rosano's in the backfield with him. Trips left. Moore looking that way. And it's overthrown.
Almost picked off.
And almost picked off. It's the same play that was almost picked off a couple of plays ago.
That's Jemias Benford on the defense, you know, the sure-handed quarterback. I thought he might have taken that one to the house.
If he would have caught it, but it was way over his head, way over the receiver's head.
And that's a turnover on downs. You know, Terry, at this pace, we may be done early next week with this game.
Well, we've been sitting here for about 10 minutes, and they've run 3 plays.
And they've ran 4 seconds off the
Yeah.
game clock.
Malden with the ball. Benford in the backfield. Thomas out right. Benford goes back, comes up, got a first down, go down the line, cross midfield, 47. There's going to be another flag. And that flag was used, it's usually a block in the back or could be a personal foul on the defense. Holding on Malden. Want to take it back is from. Guess they're taking it back. The call was on the 50, so from the point of the foul, 10 yards back, puts the ball on the 40-yard line. It's still a first down. A nice run by Benford. Benford gets the ball, hands off to Lewis. Lewis goes up the middle, picks up 2 or 3. And again, it's really nice to see him back there for Malden. They missed him a lot last week.
And you know, Terry and I were talking about Devin Lewis. He takes a lot of pressure off of Jemias Benford when he kind of scans the field and kind of, that delayed handoff. He gives them Malden another option with Eli Beckett out here wide as far as running and passing. So I think we're really happy that Lewis is back in that backfield.
Beckett's in motion right. Lewis up the middle, breaks a tackle, and maybe picks up 1.
Nice tackle by number 30 there for the New Madrid County Central, Mason Shackelford. He's a freshman.
He stopped it from being a first down run because Lewis was almost broke that loose. Again, Benford in the gun, Lewis behind him. Beckett's in the slot. Third down. Run up the middle, and Lewis is going to lose whatever they gained the first two plays. They lost it back. It's going to be up 4th and 9.
Nice play by Isaac Smith. Big number 58 came in and cut through the line for the New Madrid County Central Eagles and brought down Lewis on a very nice one-on-one tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
And Isaac Smith is big. He dwarfs most of the other players. He's right in the middle of the defensive line.
Terry, one thing I can say so far with 4:50 left in the first quarter, this game does not have a very good flow to it.
No, when you're having penalties, now there's going to be another timeout. Malden didn't have anything figured on what they were going to do on 4th down. So they called the timeout to try to figure it out. It's at 4th and 9, and they have so far really haven't shown much ability to break anything except for that nice run by Benford just a minute ago.
And, you know, Terry, while we've got this little timeout, we'd like to thank our sponsors for making it possible for us to bring Malden Greenway football to the viewing audience. Duncan County Transit, Earnhardt's Property Management, FM Bank, Rick's Hair World, Herschel and Amy Hill, Phil and Judy Sanney, Brothers Lawn Service, First State Community Bank with Sandra Salisbury, Servants Contracting, and Beckett's Tree Service and Landscaping. Please make sure to tell all your those sponsors thank you for allowing Boot Hill Broadcasting to bring you Malden Greenway football for the entire season for 2025 and 2026. Actually, just 2025 as they make the march to the TWA Dome. Is that what it was called in St. Louis, Terry?
Not anymore.
Oh, well.
It's the Edward Jones.
Edward Jones Dome.
Benford in trouble. He breaks out of it. He's going to run. He almost evaded the tackle, got it up to the 45-yard line, and that's where it's going to be turned over back to New Madrid on downs.
You know, Terry, this game looks like if we could really shorten the field between the 40 and the 40, except for that first play, and we could just kind of play on those between those markers, and we could just not have to deal with the rest of this field.
Well, that's the rest of the field's further away, makes it harder for us to see.
Absolutely. And, you know, looking at this 8-0, 4:30 left in the first quarter, you got to be happy for Malden Greenway fan. The game's right where you want it. You're not out of this yet. One good play, one good pickoff, one good fumble recovery. We're right back in this game.
Moore's in the gun. Nice play by the Malden defense. It was
number 70, Caden Casting, come in, the sophomore, with a big stop there for Malden Greenway.
That was Rosano on the run, so he only picked up about 1 yard. Or lost a couple. Ashley lost a couple of yards. Good defense, good defensive play.
And we're hearing this clock issue again, Terry. There's 12 seconds left on the play clock, and they have not got a play in or any kind of formation going. We'll see if they get the play off. They do.
Okay, Rosano up the middle, cuts right, gets tackled short of the first down. Beckett with the tackle. Got up the middle, cut right, and was probably Beckett away from a touchdown.
Nice play by Beckett there. You know, as we said, he's not only a positive impact player on offense, he also does a great job on the defensive side of the ball for the Malden Green Wave.
Okay, was anybody, Malden, was they drawn off sides? Yep. So first down, that's going to move it up to about the 38, 34-yard line, be first down, New Madrid. Sideline marker still showing third down, but it is first down. Rosano cuts right, gets down to about the 35.
Rosano's a very elusive runner for New Madrid.
I'll take that back. Gets down to the 25.
You know, he does a good job. He's got a good burst. He hits the hole pretty quick, and when he plants his foot and goes up the field, he has pretty good acceleration.
Yeah, he moves. He changes direction well.
You know, he might be wearing that 21 in honor of Barry Sanders, kind of short build, you know, a little squattier running back.
You know, if he could change direction like Barry Sanders. Moore hands it off. Going left, cuts up, first down to the 20-yard line.
Number 5, Jaden Williams on the carry. You know, the good 1-2 punch between Jaden Williams and Rosano there. They kind of been mixing up a little bit. You know, New Madrid with only a couple passes. I don't think they have anything complete.
No.
So with 2:43 left in the first quarter, we're slowly but surely drawing towards the end of this first quarter, Terry.
Okay, New Madrid in the gun to Rosano. Good tackle. That was number 70 with a great tackle. Caden Cassing, sophomore. He got in the hole and leveled Rosano. Rosano may be a little shaken up, but he's still in.
Looks like New Madrid is a big fan of the wristbands. Looks like the wide receivers and the quarterback are all looking for the play from the sideline. The quarterback doesn't really huddle. They just kind of get the soft huddle and off they go.
Rosano cuts right, cuts it back, gets up to the 10.
It's a big stop by number 20, Percy Kirkwood, the sophomore. Did a real good job of knocking Rosano down. Malden Greenway wanted a fumble on the play.
That's second good stop by Percy Kirkwood. Third down and about 4. Make it 5. New Madrid definitely in 4-down territory. Still looking for the play.
You know, the Malden Greenway with head coach Treston Pulley, good job of their assistants, Brian Vent, Mike Perry, and Nick Needley, preparing the kids every game this year.
Run up the middle, gets close to the first down.
Malachi Hughes on the carry. That's another one of those good backs that New Madrid County Central has. Kind of a three-headed monster back there in the backfield.
Rosano is going off the field. Another penalty against Malden gives New Madrid first down, first and goal from the 8. Make it the 5-yard line. Again, New Madrid doesn't huddle. Quarterback gets the play from the sideline. Hand off up the middle, touchdown. Yep, that was
Jaden Williams on the carry.
Jaden Williams on the carry. Scores the touchdown. Make it 14-0. New Madrid. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. New Madrid goes up 14-0. Looking for the play, they'll go for 2. New Madrid still doesn't have any yards in the air.
They do not. They've thrown 3 or 4 passes, all incomplete. They've been using that three-headed monster of Jaden Williams, B.J. Minter are on the outside. They've also been using Charlie Rosano, who's obviously their go-to running back. Um, and it looks like there's no trial. It makes it 14 to nothing.
14 to nothing. The extra point is not good. So with 52 seconds left in the second quarter, it's the New Madrid County Central Eagles 14, Malden Green Wave nothing. And Malden will get the ball, and they need to get something going on offense. And they haven't. They don't have any yards through the air either.
And Malden had a really good run by Jemias Benford. It was called back
Very
as a
good.
result of a hold. They've been moving the ball a little bit between the 40s, but almost seems like we're kind of stumbling with an error or something of that nature. But again, a young team continuing to learn, getting much better every week. So I'm excited about that.
Kickoff's a little pooch towards the sideline. It is going to go out of bounds. That's a penalty. And I believe Malden will get the ball at the 35.
That's the first flag we've seen tonight, Terry.
Oh, in the last 10 seconds. The flags are colored yellow. We know that. We know that because we've been seeing them all over the ground.
And all 5 of those officials out there in the black and white have a yellow flag.
They
They've
have a
all
yellow
thrown
flag
them.
in their hip pockets, so they're proud to show them.
Absolutely.
52 seconds left in the first quarter. Malden lines up, Benford in his gun.
Looks like we got a quad set out here wide, our closest to us, Terry.
And Benford fumbles the snap, and it's. Let's see, I think he fell on it. He did. He fell on it, and then it popped out from there, and then he grabbed it again. So
It almost looked like Malden had those 4 quads out here to kind of throw New Madrid off. They're going to do a little round to the top of the field, away from all the congestion, try to get Benford on the outside, try to get him loose for some big gain for the Malden Green Wave. Just couldn't quite
see if
handle
they-
the snap.
Let's just see if they just go the same routine, and they are. They got quads left. Benford goes left, cuts up, and he's going to pick up maybe 2 or 3 yards. And that will be the last play of the first quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, it's New Madrid County Central Eagles 14, the Malden Green Wave nothing.
And Terry, as we wind down the first quarter, we'd again like to thank our sponsors for making Malden Green Wave football possible for the 2025 football season. That's Dunklin County Transit. Anyone can ride at Dunklin County Transit. Our goal is to provide safe, reliable, and accessible transportation options to meet the diverse needs of not only Dunklin County but our Southeast Missouri community. We are committed to ensuring that all residents, regardless of their circumstances, age, or income, have access to essential services, healthcare facilities, employment opportunities, and recreational activities, and more. Through our transport services, we aim to enhance mobility, promote well-being, and foster community connectivity. We'd also like to thank our Earnhardt's property management. Get a hold of Justin, 573-990-7016. FM Bank, Rick's Hair World, Herschel and Amy Hill, the Hall of Famer, Phil and Judy Saney. Also, Servants Contracting, 573-281-6311. Also, Brothers Lawn Service, operated by Ernest Fobbs, 573-344-7202, 573-281-9985. Or First State Community Bank, get hold of Sandra Salisbury, President, 1214 North Douglas here in Malden, 573-276-4584. And Beckett's Beckett's Tree Service and Landscaping, 573-217-5743. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making Malden Greenway football possible for the 2025 football season. Please reach out to these sponsors and thank them for allowing us to bring you Malden Greenway football.
Malden has the ball on their own 27-yard line. It's 3rd and 18, and a lot of 3rd and longs. Like a triple reverse, fumble. New Madrid picks it up and recovers the ball on the 10-yard line. Short field, real short field. Tried a little trickeration with the double reverse, and that was maybe one handoff too many.
And they're disappointed in the fumble, but I like the aggressive nature of Coach Pulley. You got to make some big plays. You got to get the ball rolling. Again, these are some 9th grade and 10th grade mostly underclassmen. They're learning. Hopefully they'll learn. That's something that we're always talking about, learning, continuing to build the program here at Malden. So in a few years when we're battling for district title, we won't have to worry about those kind of issues.
More in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 10. And
we got a timeout.
Looks like a timeout. Didn't see the sign, don't know whose timeout it was. It would be logical that it would be New Madrid's timeout. They got such a great opportunity to score, getting the ball on Malden's 10-yard line, that they don't want to make any errors, don't want to have any errors to set them back. But and you were talking about the Malden coaching staff running kind of a trick play. Double reverse isn't, but it's just kind of a trick. But anyway, that's what they're going to have to do. They've been going up the middle. They've been getting 2 or 3 yards, but they're going to have to do something to loosen up the New Madrid defense.
And, New Madrid's been stacking the box. They've been putting all 11 guys right on the line of scrimmage. They know what they're going to try to do.
And there's a motion penalty. That's by the Malden lineman. Going to be a 5-yard step off. Put the ball on the 5.
You hate to see that after a timeout. The guys are kind of antsy, but you've got to really be, focused and disciplined when you're this close down, after a timeout especially.
Moore back in the gun. Rosano right, cuts up left, touchdown. Walks in the end zone. Hole opened up for him. He saw it, he took it, and it's touchdown New Madrid.
And New Madrid has done a pretty good job with their line, opening up some holes for Rosano and also for Malachi Hughes and also for Jaden Williams, the big 3 back there. Caleb Moore's done a good job of just kind of handling the game, managing the game, running the offense, getting the play, getting it in, and executing it.
I'm looking at the statistics for New Madrid. Moore does throw the ball quite a bit. Talking about 15 times a game. He's back to the right, and it looked like it's no good. It's no good. I think there was an offensive pass interference, but the pass is incomplete, no good. And that's where we come to now, where the New Madrid is up 20-0 over the Malden Green Wave. Malden will get the ball, and they're going to have to try to get something moving. Pretty good New Madrid defense.
It is. It's they've been stacking the box. They've been looking for Jemias Benford for the option. Kind of a running play. I'd kind of be interested to see if maybe we could do a little bit of some kind of like a wishbone or something of that nature, and then throw a little bit, because I think that might take them for a surprise. Kind of like Portersville did against us last year.
Mm-hmm.
You got to just do whatever you can do to try to get the ball moving. Malden's again 20-0 here left in the second quarter with 11:35 left. They're not out of the game yet. They're continuing the battle, and let's just see where we can go.
They just got to get something going. Beckett over the shoulder catch, gets outside, and there he goes. He's down the sideline. A nice return to the 40-yard line, of New Madrid. Beckett with an over the shoulder catch of the kickoff. And he just took it up the right sideline and got down. I said 40, it's almost to the 35. First down, Malden. Get some spark.
Nice over-the-shoulder catch there by Beckett, Eli Beckett. You know, he had a great game last week. Really got the ball moving there. Got us some good field position. Let's see what we can do with it now. The Green Wave under center with Jemias Benford under in the gun.
In the gun, but with Lewis next to him in the backfield. Hand off to Lewis up the middle. He breaks, nice run, broke a couple of tackles and got out probably about 7 or 8 yards. Good run up the middle.
And, you know, all year Malden has a really, really, really good offensive line. They got a bunch of young guys. They have one senior on there, number 54, Manuel Rivera. The rest are sophomores and freshmen. So they really do a good job up front blocking. And I think Devin Lewis is an outstanding runner for the Green Wave.
2nd and 3 from the 29. Back to Lewis, up the middle. Going to pick up maybe 1. Maybe 2. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. Good run up the middle by Lewis, 3rd and 1. .10:35 left in the first quarter. Percy Kirkwood split left. Benford in the gun. Beckett and the pitch was a little low, and Beckett couldn't handle it, and it ends up with a fumble and a recovery by Beckett, but they lose about 6 yards, 5 yards.
Looked like Jemias Benford was kind of taking responsibility, patting himself on the stomach there. It was a little bit. Pass a little low for Beckett. If you kind of get it up and get the guy running, you know, Beckett looks like he's probably about a 6-footer, a little better. It's kind of hard for him to get down there and get to that ball at his knees. And I think Benford kind of was aware of that. Good thing the Malden fell on it. And let's regroup and go here on this next play. 4th down.
Beckett split left with Thomas. Benford in the gun. There's going to be offsides New Madrid. Going to put it back to where it was on 3rd down. So it's going to be 4th and 1 or 4th and, the way they have it spotted, looks like 4th and inches. Ball's on the 26-yard line. There's some confusion as to where the ball should be spotted.
Looks like we're bringing out the change for a measurement.
But Malden looks like they want to run a play. The referee's looking at the spot. Are they moving the chains? No, they're moving them out to do a measurement.
They're going to measure it. New Magic players over there doing push-ups earlier.
Stretch out the chains, and it was going to be inches. 3 or 4 inches.
So it's still 4th down and inches for the Malden Green Wave.
I think they believe they can get it. After some pretty good plays on this drive, just the kickoff return and then a couple of other good plays, Malden stepping a little bit different.
You know, you get a little confidence in your Indian, you can do a little bit of better things there, Terry, and I think that's what Malden got with that little kickoff return. Made some good plays here on this possession. So hopefully we can punch this over, get a 1st down, and get a new set of downs.
Benford in the gun. Lewis next to him. Beckett in motion. Benford steps back, going to try to go right. Instead of going straight up the middle, tried to go right and loses a couple of yards.
You know, that was a real good play by number 20 there for the New Madrid County Central Eagles. The cornerback, he come up, Caden Harden, and he kind of cut Benford off, and then a bunch of his friends came, and it was just nowhere to go for Benford.
Yeah, Benford stepped back and looked up the middle, saw there was nothing there, and then he came right. And as we see, there wasn't much there. Kind of a disappointing turnover on downs for Malden. They looked like they were loosening it up a little bit. I think first down there, and especially if they could have scored on that drive, that would have meant a lot for Malden. Gio Jones in the game for Malden.
Looks like Benford's a little bit banged up. He's sitting over on the sideline drinking some water, so I don't know if he might have been injured a little bit on that play or just need a little break.
And timeout.
Someone.
It's timeout someone.
You know, usually the man in the white hat will kind of indicate timeout and point to one of the sidelines, Terry.
Give you some idea about what's going on. It's always kind of nice when the officials let you know. And it's a pretty simple hand signal.
And again, Terry, I think we need to let everybody know that tonight's senior night here at the Swamp. We've got some seniors that are going to be talked about, I'm sure, at halftime. They're very appreciative for all their efforts for the Malden High School football, as well as some cheerleaders. I'm assuming some band members as well. So it's a senior night here. It's always a great time to be at the Swamp on senior night. And we're excited to be here on Boot Hill Broadcasting, bringing you Malden Greenway football for the 2025 football season.
Moore out first, play to pass, and there goes a good play, good well-designed play. That was Williams, Jaden Williams, from the slot, cutting in behind the blocker. Moore got the ball to him, and a pickup of 15. First down, New Madrid. First play to pass of this game. And again, from looking at the stats, New Madrid throws the ball 15 times a game.
And, you know, Terry, New Madrid's coming off that tough overtime loss. They're looking a little sluggish tonight. I mean, they look like they're a team that had a tough game last week against Kennett.
Rosano up the middle. There's a flag, probably going to be a hold. Rosano's went up the middle for 9. See what the penalty is. That's either going to be a hold or a face mask. Let's see, is he going to actually let us know?
He did. He indicated it was a holding on New Madrid. He kind of hides back there in the backfield. Looks like we've got an injured player on the field for New Madrid County Central.
10-yard penalty. We'll repeat, first down. We've got an injured player on the field. He's being tended to. We can't see his number right now. They're holding him still. Okay, they're standing him up.
It looks like number 55. That's Landon Depro,
Yeah.
the sophomore. Looks like he got a little injury on his shoulder, maybe.
Yeah, I got a little stinger on his neck the way he's holding it. He's looking a little stunned. And you can't be too careful on any injury like that.
Absolutely not.
So, okay, it's going to be 1st and 20 from the 36-yard line of New Madrid.
.8:48 left here in the second quarter, Terry. This game's kind of has a pace of its own. I don't really kind of explain it. It's been very herky-jerky, to say the least.
Yeah, it's not exactly flowing. There's a good run up the middle by Rosano. He's still going, gets up to the 49-yard line of New Madrid. Pickup of about 15.
You know, one thing about this game, I've not seen as many football games where there's so many 1st and 20s, 2nd and 14s, 3rd and 50s as there have been tonight. Can you remember a time when Malden has this kind of issue with even the opponent, Terry?
Yeah, I mean, New Madrid is in the same boat. They just had a 1st and 20 there, and it's because of the penalties. And in these herky-jerky games, one of the reasons they're herky-jerky is because there's no flow because of penalties. Timeout, New Madrid. Something's going wrong. Rosano was going from one side to the other of Moore. 2nd and 7 from the 49. That last run by Rosano was a 13-yard pickup.
And, you know, Terry, while we're taking this time out again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Beckett's Tree Service and Landscaping, Servants Contracting, Brothers Lawn Service, First State Community Bank, Dunklin County Transit, Earnhardt's Property Management, FM Bank, Rick's Hair World, Herschel and Amy Hill, and Phil and Judy Sandy for making 2025 Malden Greenway football possible on Boot Hill Broadcasting. Swamp here for October 10th. It's senior night for the Malden Green Wave. The cheerleaders, the football players, and the band. Very exciting time. You look back, seems like just yesterday when I graduated, and I think it's now been about 35 years. So I think these kids will really enjoy tonight, and I hope they have a great time and an enjoyable senior night.
35 years, youngster. Moore, long pass, and it's no good. It's overthrown. That was Wilkerson. Or that's Williams. We 3rd and 17. Receiver was open. It was just overthrown. You talk about 35 years. My 55th reunion is this weekend. That's 5-5. Rosano up the middle, 1st down, cuts right, running away from everybody. It's touchdown, New Madrid.
You know, as we indicated, Terry, he puts that foot in the ground, made a cut, and then really accelerated and has good top-end speed. Really impressive run for Rosano there from New Madrid County Central.
Planted the left foot, made a 90-degree right turn. And he runs low, and he's hard to tackle. 26-0, 7:44 left in the first half. New Madrid in the gun, they're going for 2 again. Moore hands off to Rosano, and it's good. Conversion is good. Score is New Madrid Eagles 28, Malden Green Wave nothing. It's 7:44 left in the first half. That was a real shame. I know I've said it before, but when Malden got it down, 4th down and about an inch, they had a pretty good drive going. They looked different. They looked like things were starting to fall in place, but they weren't able to pick up that one big inch. And when they weren't able to do that, New Madrid got a new life. I mean, not that they didn't have a good life anyway, but New Madrid picked it up, and within a few plays, march down the field and score.
And, again, when you're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, their moods can swing from one minute to the next. Like you said, well, that inch, the spot could have went one way or the other, and we would have got a first down. Maybe even punched that thing in the end zone. And Bedford just wasn't able to get that extra, inch to get that first down. And then New Madrid does a good job of running it down the field and getting it to Charlie, to Charlie Rosano, and he did a good job of punching it in the end zone.
The kick was covered by Malden on the 34-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 from the New Madrid 34. Malden's getting in position.
Still got 7:44 left in the second quarter. Malden's going to have a lot of opportunities to have a lot of possessions, Terry. There's still going to be a lot of possessions left. Neither one of these teams is really grounding it out on the ground like I thought they would to try to shorten the game. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity left for the Malden Green Wave to kind of, if they can push one in here before halftime, maybe a little onside kick or a good defensive stop, hopefully go in 24-12, 24-14, depending on some two-point conversions. 28, this game's cut in half, and we're right back in this ball game.
Yeah. Before the last possession, when they failed to convert on fourth and an inch, there wasn't a whole lot from Malden sure about, but they had that possession, which was kicked off by the kickoff return by Beckett, and then another first down, a couple of good runs, and Malden looked like they actually had something going, and they did have something going. They just can't keep it going. Benford, that's a good run to pick up 5 yards by Benford.
Nice open field tackle there by number 20 for the New Madrid County Central Eagles. That's Caden Harden, the senior cornerback, did a good job open field tackle. That was a nice run by Benford.
It was. He faked the handoff to Lewis and found himself surrounded by about 4 New Madrid defenders, and he got out of that and gained 5 yards or 4 yards. Lewis in the backfield. Benford in the gun. Hand off to Lewis up the middle. He breaks one tackle, picks up a couple of yards, makes it 3rd down. Be 3rd and 2. Make it 3rd and 3 from the 41-yard line. Be a big first down for Malden to get. They need some first downs like this where they just grind it out.
It'd be good if Malden could take this last 6:32 left in the second quarter, take this ball, control it for the last 6 minutes, push this thing in the end zone. Let's get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and go down 28-18, or 28-8, and then come back in the second half and really make a push at this thing.
Beckett's in the slot. Benford goes right, tries a little pass to Thornton, and it was incomplete. Makes it 4th down.
Myconion Thornton's a big kid. He looks like he's a freshman as well. So, he's a little disappointed. But, it's a tough pass. He said, well, it was a little bit off my hands. But Benford saying, well, I was being chased by 7 guys, so I'm doing the best I can. It's not going to be perfect, but, again.
Yeah, it was catchable.
Yeah.
Benford goes right. He's being chased. Cuts up and dropped for a loss at the 39-yard line. Going to give the ball back to New Madrid. 1st and 10 from the Malden 39. 6:04 left in the first half.
And, you're looking out there, the Malden players, they're all playing extremely hard, Terry. There's not one kid out there who's not giving every bit of energy and effort he has. They're doing all they can. Again, a lot of these kids are freshmen, sophomores, underclassmen, really battling for the Malden Green Wave. So you've got to really enjoy that and like that, appreciate that as you're watching. And again, they're building for the future. We're continuing to build. and that's all you can ask for. You know, Coach Treston Pulley, Brian Vent, Mike Perry, and Nick Neely doing a good job with this group, and just keep working forward and battling it out with 6 minutes left here in the second quarter of senior night.
Pass out to the from New Madrid. He's going to pick up first down.
That's
Yeah.
Mason Shackelford on the catch for New Madrid County. He's also a freshman, Terry.
Looked pretty good on that one. Well designed play. First and 10 from the 26-yard line of Malden. Moore hands the ball off. Number 5 up the middle is going to score.
And that's the second of the third three-headed monster. That's Jaden Williams, the sophomore, Terry, for New Madrid County Central. He runs that ball like I used to run it.
What, you snitched the ball or something? The only time you ever ran like that when you snitched a melon and somebody's after you with a shotgun.
Well, you know, I was the ball boy.
Okay.
Well, it's 34-0 here in the second quarter. Malden Greenway down to New Madrid County Central. They're going for two. You know, if you don't have a place kicker, it probably would be an interesting time to try to, figure out one to maybe have. And the 2-point conversion is successful. That'll put them up 36-0. 5:32 left in the second quarter on senior night here at the Swamp. Very excited to be here on Boot Hill Broadcasting. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be able to bring you the game.
That was Jaden Williams' first running touchdown of the year.
That's surprising. He's a hard runner, of course. You know, when you got Charlie Randazzo back there, he probably doesn't give up a bunch of the handoffs.
No.
He probably doesn't volunteer to let the other guy score much.
Now Williams has a couple receiving.
It's kind of like me and you in high school, Terry. That's why we had so many assists. We didn't want to score. We wanted other people to get the glory. That's why we handed the ball off to them so much, right?
Well, I couldn't pass and I couldn't score, so.
Well, you know, they did for some reason when I was sitting on the bench, they didn't let me have the ball very much.
they used me as a reference point. Yeah. You go down the McVeigh, you turn right.
Yeah. It wouldn't get the ball to Darren. I didn't hear that much.
Yeah. All right, 36-0, 5:25 left in the first half. Clock is now running.
And again, we're here on senior night, Terry. You know, you've got to thank all the seniors for the football team. You also thank the seniors for the cheerleaders and the seniors who are in the marching band who makes Friday Night Lights so special for your high school career. Very exciting to be here in the Swamp in Malden, and I know that we thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring them Malden Greenway football for the 2025 season.
Pitch out to Beckett. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage. New Madrid smelled that play out early and had guys in the backfield, and Beckett wasn't able to get around the corner. Second down and 10.
And again, Terry, down by 35 or more, the clock continues to run. Is that correct in Missouri?
Yes.
So that's why the clock is continuing to run with 4:24 left in the second quarter on senior night here at the Swamp in Malden.
Benford back, going to throw long. Wobbly pass, intercepted. Too much air under it.
And that's that man, Jaden Williams. Nice play.
Good play. Beckett was the intended receiver, but the ball was up in the air too long, and Williams was there to make the interception, get the ball back to New Madrid. First down from the 27-yard line, from their own 27, 3:49 left in the half. New Madrid up 36-0. Moore back in the backfield. I believe Williams is back there with him. No, that's Rendazzo. Good pass across the middle. Going to be a first down to
Malachi Hughes on the catch.
Malachi Hughes on the catch. Now we're seeing New Madrid throwing the ball some, like we expected. I thought there would be more throwing by New Madrid. They waited until they established a run game. Now they're running up the middle. They've loosened up the defense, and there goes Rendazzo, and he gets down to the 27-yard line, a pickup of about 20.
Nice tackle by number 16, Junior Tipler, another freshman back there making the play for the Malden Green Wave. And,
Heard that name Tipler mostly for New Madrid over the years.
And Terry, talking about these the Greenways, and these kids on the stop, they're talking sophomores, freshmen, sophomores, a junior sprinkle in here. So it's been really impressive with the underclassmen. Again, they continue to strive and work and try to make things better for the Malden football season.
From position, that handoff goes wide right. He was able to get around the corner, and that's going to be another touchdown.
Malachi Hughes, Terry, the third of the three-headed monster in the backfield for the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
Yeah, he lined up wide left. When in motion, was handing the ball. He went around the right end. Looked like Malden might have had him cornered, but he put the afterburners on, got around the right corner, and once he got around the right corner, he was gone. 42-0, 1:32 left in the first half. New Madrid going for two. Throw by Moore, up in the air, knocked down, and good defense by Malden.
That was Junior Tipler, I believe, or Geo Jones.
I think that's Geo Jones.
Who's also a freshman.
Good defense, stops the conversion. 42-0. We got 45 seconds left in the first half. New Madrid kicking off. The little pooch get to the side, out of bounds, get the ball on the 35-yard line, and they do stop the clock for the change of possession. And that's the end of the first half. The end of the first half, New Madrid County Central Eagles 42, the Malden Green Wave, nothing. We'll take a break and be back.
And while we're back a little bit, Terry's taking an opportunity to go to the concession stand. He's going to see if there's any glitzy dogs for us. You know, I'm a big fan of the roller hot dogs. We judge high schools by the quality of the hot dog roller. Is that right, Terry?
That's right. Yeah, that's one of the first things when I'm evaluating a football stadium or gymnasium. You got to stop first and see what the hot dog situation is.
Absolutely. I want a bun length. I want, I don't want one of these. I want the full glitzy. While we have a moment, I'd like to take an opportunity to talk about the Senior Night 2025. Talk a little bit about the band members. First up tonight, we have Brady Childers. He is the 17-year-old son of Kathleen McGuire and Jason Childers. Brady's activities during school are band and FFA. His future plans are to become an OSHA safety inspector and a metal drummer. That's an interesting combination.
Yeah.
I like that. Brady's most memorable high school moment was when he won an Apple Watch in the map test drawing. Brady Childers, everyone, was our first member of the band. Following, we have Savannah Jane Crank. She is the 18-year-old daughter of Priscilla Watson and Michael Crank. Savannah activities during high school include being a proud flutist in the marching and concert band. Her future plans are to attend college to become a successful artist and animator for big movies and game studios. She wants to provide people with creative outlets and interactive graphic designs. Savannah's most memorable high school moment was meeting her best friend who has been glued to her since elementary school. She's the kindest person she has met here at school, and everyone's Savannah Crank. Next up, we have Ella Hankins, the 17-year-old daughter of Stephen Hankins and Angela Ray. Ella activities during high school include the marching band and concert band. Our future plans are to become a psychologist and make bank. Ella's most memorable high school moment was when Thomas Lopez got stuck in the baby swing during lunch in band camp, and firefighters had to cut him out. You gotta love those memories.
Yeah, that'll stay with you forever.
Absolutely. Our last band senior member of the night, Tyler Moncrief. She's the 18-year-old daughter of Denitra Moncrief and Tyler Whitehead. Tyler's activities during school include band and FFA. Her future plans are to be a cultivator and work with plants.
It's interesting.
Absolutely. Tyler's most memorable high school moment was when a bee was on the bus and Delaney Ryan pushed past her and fell onto the instrument case. While laid out on the floor, I heard the instrument owner go, "My saxophone," followed by...
What? That's what I say every time I fall down.
Oh, you gotta love these kids.
Yeah.
Followed by Alex Smith asking if anyone was going to help her up. Let's hear it for the last band member of the night, Tyler Moncrief. And you got to love that. That's the kind of memories that you have here on senior night at the Swamp in Malden. Extremely excited to be a part of it, and we wish the seniors extremely the best on the 2025-2026 season.
You know, the older you get, the more you yell my saxophone.
You know, that just shows you should always read your copy before you go on there. Isn't that right, Terry?
Yeah. No, I like reading it cold. I think it's better reading it cold.
Oh, me. That's good stuff. Well, again, Terry, you know, we'd like to thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring Malden Greenway football. Duncan County Transit, Earnhardt's Property Management, FM Bank, Rick's Hair World, Herschel and Amy Hill, Phil and Judy Sandy, First State Community Bank, Brothers Lawn Service, Service Contracting, and Beckett's Tree Service and Landscaping. So without them, we could not be able to bring you the 2025 Malden Greenway football season. Looks like we got about 6 minutes left in halftime. There'll probably be a few minutes left. We'll come back here in about 4 or 5 minutes and bring you the second half of New Madrid versus Malden here at the Swamp on Senior Night.
Sounds good. All right, Malden's going to receive the kickoff. We're getting ready to start the second half of this game between the New Madrid County Central Eagles and the Malden Green Wave. New Madrid leads at halftime, 42-0. New Madrid will be kicking off.
And, we mentioned it senior night here as I go through the lineup for the Malden High School football. Looks like Tristan Moncrief is a senior. Looks like Jemias Benford's also a senior. It looks like Manuel Rivera's a senior. That's the 3 seniors that's on this roster for the Malden Green Wave in regards at least to the program. We talked about the band members earlier. So we'd like to thank those 3 guys for being part of the Malden Green Wave football program and wish them the best on the remainder of their senior season.
Kickoff by Mason Shackelford, a freshman. Gets down to the 30 where Malden covers it up.
That's Jordan Anderson, who is a sophomore on the reception. Well, not really. I guess the kickoff reception.
Yes, that'll work.
Well, Terry, 42-0 here. What did Coach Pooley tell his kids at halftime for the Malden Green Wave?
What you tell them is go out and play your game. You're not going to win the game, but go out and play your game. Play the way we've practiced. Play out like you know how to play and play hard. Hand off to Lewis. New Madrid was waiting for it. No gain.
And, that's one thing that we noticed in the first half. Malden has tried to do some spread out things and things of that nature. But when you're not completing a lot of passes, New Madrid's going to just pack the line and make you at least beat them with the pass. And Malden just hadn't been able to do that tonight.
No. Malden completed one pass.
1 or 2, I believe, Terry. Not very many. And
they were short.
Right.
And again, with the pressure that, New Madrid can just rear back and go. Lewis with the ball, and he gets outside, cuts up, and first down. Good run for Lewis.
And it's another good tackle by Caden Harden, the senior cornerback for New Madrid. He tripped him up, did a good job of getting Lewis's legs and bringing him down with the tackle.
A good 11-yard pickup for Devin Lewis. Again, shows a flash of what he's been all season. He was out last week with an injury, but he has been Malden's best runner this year. Benford back in the gun. Lewis next to him. Little swing out to Lewis. He gets the ball in the open field. Good tackle by New Madrid after Lewis picks up 4. Caden Harden with the
And number 6, Aiden Wilkerson, who's another freshman out there for the New Madrid County Eagles. I predict this quarter is going to move a little bit more crisply and quickly, don't you, Terry?
I think if they left the yellow flags back in the locker room. Lewis with the ball again, no gain. New Madrid packing the middle.
I am impressed with the script that they're coming out here in the second half, running a few plays that they probably drew up in the halftime. Get the ball to Lewis, a very good runner. Kind of get the ball to Jemias Benford, the senior quarterback. Try to let those guys make some plays. I think if we could get Beckett open on the outside, a little pass, we can get some scoring on the board for the Malden Green Wave.
Beckett in motion. Out on the left and delay game. Yeah. Clock ran out right before the snap, so it's going to move back 5 yards, which is not what Malden needs. Guess they didn't leave their handkerchiefs in the locker room. Beckett in motion again. lined up left. Benford being pressured. He gets outside. He's going to run. And nice turn up the corner. Nice pickup. Good pickup for Beckett. He's short of the first down. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Pickup about 5.
And you know, one thing you say about Jemias Benford, he's been a tough runner all year for the Malden Green Wave. He's taken a bunch of big hits, but he's always bounced back and done a good job of running the Malden Green Wave offense for the 2025 football season.
Beckett in the slot on the right. Snap back to Benford. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to run with the ball. Puts it down. First down, Malden.
That was a nice job of the offensive line there for the Malden Green Wave. It looks like Landon Depro's out. You know, he kind of hurt his neck or maybe his arm earlier. He's out. He's the center. He's been playing a lot of good football for Malden this year. So there's a bunch of young guys, one senior and then a bunch of underclassmen on that line. They did a great job opening the holes and allowed Benford to get that first down for the Malden Green Wave.
You know, Depro's on the sideline. Took the pads off. There, you know, he had a head injury, head or neck injury, and there's no reason to take any chances with it.
Absolutely.
Little swing out to Beckett. He picks up a couple extra yards, getting by the first defender. Second and third got him. Second down, 9 to go. Second and 8, 6:30 left in the third quarter. Running clock. Malden's picking up some yardage with the swing out to Beckett. It's always good to get the ball into his hands, and they're going to do that again. Swing to Beckett. He cuts back up, picks up a couple of tough yards, gets out to the 40-yard line. Going to make it about 3rd and 6.
Benford coming over the sideline, getting the play call from the coaching staff. Obviously, with the 42-0 lead, the play clock continues to run, so there's 5:52 left in the third quarter here in senior night at the Swamp for the Malden High School football program.
Beckett goes back on a run, keep it, tucks it, and runs up and gets close to the first down. Another good run by Benford. He's been able to capitalize on the passing plays where, you know, got the run pass option, and he's tucked it in and picked up some decent yardage. Ball's out to about 38. 3rd and 4.
The down marker has 4th down, Terry, is it? It's 4th and 4, I'm sorry.
It's 4th and 4. Again, Malden has not been able to convert on 4th down. It's going to be, that looks like offsides. It's going to be offsides, and that's going to give Malden another first down.
And, you know, Malden's put together a good drive here and coming out of the halftime. They took the opening kickoff in the second half. They marched it down, got a nice running first down by Jemias Benford, and then made a real good play there to get the first down with the offside encroachment against the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
Yeah, Malden's showing some life on offense. You like to see it. Benford back. He's pressured. He's going to run with the ball. He's going to get up. Good tackle. Good tackle at the 30 by
Caden Harden, who's done a good job all night playing cornerback and done a lot of good open field tackles from his cornerback position.
Yeah, we said his name several times, and that was a good open field solo tackle. Harden. Benford looked like he had a lot of room to get to pick up more. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7. 3:54 left in the third quarter. Benford in the gun by himself. Beckett in the slot. In motion, pitch to Beckett. Trying to get around the corner, and he doesn't get there. Good, solid tackle.
Jaden Williams, who's done a good job not only running the football but also tackles with a come up like a missile with a good stop there on that end around.
Jaden Williams had a good game tonight.
Hard to believe he's only a sophomore. He'll be around for 2 more years for the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
Talk about things to Benford to Lewis. It'll be 4th down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Lewis had no place to go.
52, Preston Job, another freshman for the New Madrid County Central Eagles on the stop.
Well, we've talked all season about the number of freshmen on Malden. You're going to repeat it for New Madrid. They got things to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Okay, Benford in the gun. Lewis in the backfield with him. Benford steps back, looks to throw. He's going to tuck it and go, and he's going to make the first down. He gets down to the 20-yard line. First down, Malden. Another first down. They convert on 4th down. First down from the 20, from the New Madrid 20.
That's number 20 on the tackle again, Caden Harden.
When we time out, the official's looking at Harden.
I think he took a pretty good pop when he made the play there on the sideline. I think they're going to have him come out and get checked out for a play. He was a little bit wobbly.
Officials timeout. It's a good idea.
Harden came up and delivered a big hit, but sometimes the guy that gives the big hit is the one that suffers the most. It looks like he might have had a little wobblies in coming off, taking his helmet off, and I think he's going to be okay, hopefully. Get him checked out on the sideline.
He really didn't want to come out of the game. But he got a good blow to the head. Anytime you're dealing with head and neck injuries, you got to be cautious.
And as we got a timeout that stops the clock with 1:44 left in the third quarter. Again, we'd like to thank all our sponsors: Dunklin County Transit, Earnhardt's Property Management, FM Bank, Rick's Hair World, Herschel and Amy Hill, Phil and Judy Sandy, Beckett's Tree Service and Landscaping, Servants Contracting, Brothers Lawn Service, and First State Community Bank for allowing Boot Hill Broadcasting to bring you the 2025 Malden Greenway football season. Please reach out to these sponsors and let them know you appreciate everything they do so that we can bring you the Malden Greenway football season for 2025.
Malden comes out a little bit different look. Got Lewis spread out wide right. Beckett in motion. Looking at Beckett, swing out pass. He dropped the ball. Incomplete pass.
And sometimes, you see that green grass ahead of you, and before you put it in the bread basket, you start running, and it just kind of drops out of your hands.
Now you turn up before you have the ball secure. Second down. 2nd and 10 from the 20. 1:05 left in the third quarter. Benford in the gun, Lewis in the backfield with him. Beckett in the slot. Benford to Lewis. Lewis cuts left, gets away, but then he gets surrounded by 2. Picked up a couple of yards. Going to be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7.
And, this has been a good possession. Malden took the opening kickoff here in the second half, marched it down the field with 28 seconds left in the third quarter. So they're doing a good job of possessing the ball. They're doing keeping New Madrid kind of off balance, running a little bit, passing a little bit. A real good possession for the Malden Greenway.
By far the best of the game. Benford in the gun. He's looking out to the left, goes up the middle, tucks it in, and gets down to about the 15. We'll make it 4th down and 5. And that's the end of the third quarter. With the score, New Madrid County Central Eagles 42. The Malden Greenway, nothing. We'll start the fourth quarter in just a minute. Darren, like we said, I like this drive. I like the way they look on this drive.
Well, Terry, as we're talking a little bit about Malden, they've done a good job. Has done exactly what they needed to do. They possessed the ball the entire third quarter, and you kind of control it. That's what I was hoping they'd be able to do in the first half. They weren't able to do that, but they've done a good job. They came out with some scripted plays. They've done some good things. They've kind of kept New Madrid off balance. So a very impressive third quarter for the Malden Green Wave.
I like Benford's made some good decisions. Just this is the kind of drive and this is the kind of play that you want to see out of Malden. Like I said, this is by far the best possession they've had. They've converted on fourth down a couple of times in this drive, and they're going to have to do it one more time. It's 4th and 5, 4th and 4 from the 15-yard line. Benford in the backfield. Lewis is back there with him. Beckett's in the slot. Beckett's in motion. It wasn't Beckett. It was Beckett.
Ben Benford did a good job of drawing the New Madrid County Central off sides and
another first down.
And again, it's been a real good drive for Malden.
They've converted three fourth down times. Twice it was on offside penalties from New Madrid, but a lot of that is due to the cadence and the play of the quarterback drawing them off sides. We'll try this again. First down and goal. Beckett in. And Lewis takes it right up the middle, gets a 4 or 5. Again, the Malden line is they're pushing a little bit better this drive.
And we've talked about the Malden line all year, Terry. One senior on that line, that'd be Manuel Rivera. The rest of them are sophomore and freshmen, and they've really done a good job of opening up some holes for Devin Lewis and the quarterback Jemias Benford. You've got to be pleased with this. They've controlled the ball the entire second half. That's exactly what they needed to do after a tough first half against the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
Beckett moves there. Here goes Benford to the left. He's scrapping and does not make it. He's awfully close. Touchdown Malden. Benford would never quit on that play, and he got it in. Malden, a nice drive, a good drive all the way down the field to score their first points of this game.
And again, we're here on senior night, and that's a good way for Jemias Benford, one of the 3 seniors on the roster for the Malden Green Wave, to push that ball in the end zone. Like you said, Terry, he kind of went around the end, just kept on pushing, and the next thing you know, he's in the end zone for the score. It looks like Malden's going to go for 2.
Benford in the backfield. Lewis next to him. Benford rolls right, looking. It's complete. It's good. And it's good for Malden. That was Thornton. Macklin Thornton, a freshman.
And, that kind of reminds me earlier, Terry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but no, Thornton had a little pass out there. It was a little bit over his head. He could have caught it, and he dropped it. Was kind of upset. Benford said, hey, shake it off, and then he got that pass. He brought it in for a 2-point conversion. Big 2 points from Malden Green Wave. It's a very impressive drive.
And he caught that with people around him, and he had to struggle to get into the end zone, and he did. And I know it's 42-8 with 10 minutes left in the game, but that's a big touchdown for Malden.
And again, Terry, we've been talking about it all season with Coach Treston Pulley, Brian Vint, Mike Perry, Nick Neely. 3 seniors on the roster, all underclassmen after that. this is not really building. They're building for next year, for
Oh,
2
yeah.
years from now, when they're going to be competing for district titles. And that's a big, big, big moral and absolute impressive drive by the Malden Green Wave. They could have come out and rolled over and not, but they've been competing. Took the ball and controlled the entire third quarter, and then just didn't have any quit. And put the 8 points on the board on the senior night here in the swamp for the Malden Green Wave.
That was a fun drive to watch. I really enjoyed that because they executed plays. They fought hard, and it was just a fun drive to watch.
And they did a good job of mixing it up. You know, there's some passes in there. There's some runs in there. Lewis is a tough runner. Benford's a good quarterback. Beckett is a good receiver.
Onside kick, and New Madrid covers it up. It got away from the first guy and almost recovered. Then
And it's that number guy the same. Caden
Yeah.
Hard, number 20, has made a great
Yeah.
job of quarterback. He's the one who fell on the ball and controlled it for New Madrid County Central. He's done a great job as on quarterback all
Yeah.
night. Did a real good job following that one for the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
first and 10 from New Madrid. They're starting from their 46-yard line. 8:25 left in the game.
Well, looks like we've got a new quarterback in. You know, we were talking, this is going to be the freshman. I think this is freshman Marcus Granberry getting some rep at the varsity level. Let's see what Marcus Granberry's got in store for us, Terry.
He's going to run left, cut up, and good gain of about 7 up to the 47 of Malden. He's second down. Good running ability by Granberry.
Looks like Lewis is bunged up on a little bit. He's getting up. He's a tough kid.
Yeah, looks like it's hip. Marcus Cranberry in the gun. He's a freshman. Ball snapped over his head. He covers it up. Wisely just covers it up. Back to the 40. Lost back to the 40-yard line of New Madrid. It's going to make it third down and 17 or so.
Terry, it looks like number 1's B.J. Minner. He's a freshman in the backfield now. Number 12, Granberry, and his quarterback is also a freshman. A couple of good-looking athletes back there for the New Madrid County Central Eagles. Interesting to see what those guys will have in store for us for the next 2 or 3 years playing for the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
Minner's another name well known in New Madrid County athletics. There's a flag for something. It wasn't delay of game.
Looks like
Rivera comes out.
looks like we had too many players on the field.
There's a 5-yard step up, makes it third and 9. Or third and 9, third and 10. Granberry in the backfield with Minner. Granberry's looking left, finds the open man, and first down. The open man was 20. Jerome Guest.
And that was Caston Thomas, another freshman for the Malden Green Wave on the stop for the DB freshman. You know, a bunch of good DBs back there, all underclassmen for the Malden Green Wave. Play really good football tonight.
Jerome Guest is another underclassman. He's a sophomore. Good catch and run. Gives New Madrid first down. Sweep right and good tackle. And it was so good he got a penalty.
Was that number 70, Caden Casing, the sophomore, on that tackle? Looks like a good tackle to me, Terry.
I think they're calling it a horse collar.
I think he just grabbed him by the shoulder pad and drug him down.
That's what it looked like to me. Personal foul. Yep. Horse collar on that. That's going to move New Madrid closer. 5:38 left in the game. New Madrid 42. Malden 8.
You know, this is an important drive. Maybe Ball can bow its back here a little bit. Let's stop New Madrid County. Let's keep it right here at 42A. They've got the freshman quarterback in Granbury. They got the freshman running back in B.J. Minner. Let's see what we can do and hopefully get a big stop right here.
Granbury hands it off. It's going to be a pickup, and talk about a runner that wasn't going to go down.
That's Jerome Guess. He's a sophomore, Terry, for the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
Freshman handing off to a sophomore. 2nd down and 1 from the 27. No, more like 19. Granbury in the gun. Minner going outside and a good tackle. Well, finally, he never did go down.
I think we're going to call it face mask on that one, Terry. I think he had him by the face mask and he just refused to go down. Caden Casing held him, and they threw 3 or 4 flags, but I think they're going to call a face mask.
All right, first down. First down, New Madrid from the 17-yard line. Hand off another flag. Play called. The Malden player is hurt and on the ground. Illegal procedure on the part of New Madrid is going to set them back 5 yards. We'll see what issue we've got with the injured player. Looks like his left arm.
And Terry, with 3:27 left here in the fourth quarter, we got a moment checking on, I believe it's number 64, Donald Trout, the sophomore lineman for the Green Wave. We'd like to again thank our sponsors, Duncan County Transit, Earnhardt's Property Management. Get a hold of Justin, 573-990-7016. FM Bank, Rick's Hair World, Herschel and Amy Hill, Phil and Judy Sandy, Beckett's Tree Service and Landscaping, 573-217-5743. Service Contracting, 573-281-6311. Brothers Lawn Services, operated by Ernest Fobbs, 573-344-7202 or 573-281-9985. First State Community Bank and Sandra Salisbury for all your banking needs. We'd like to thank these sponsors for allowing us to bring Malden Greenway football to you for the 2025 season on Boot Hill Broadcasting.
Can't tell if that's Trout or Rivera coming off. They get him off the field, but it's a leg injury.
You know, anytime you get those linemen in there and they're just kind of piling around, sometimes somebody can roll up on you or something like that, Terry. So that might be a situation.
Could be a cramp. The way they're addressing it right now, could be a cramp. Run left, going to be stopped in the backfield. Good defense by Malden.
And that's Aiden Wilkerson, another freshman for the New Madrid County Central Eagles. Opportunity for Coach Tyler Fullhart to get a lot of these underclassmen some playing time in this game right now for the New Madrid County Central Eagles.
Yeah, and those guys want to score badly. They're not the guys that are out there all the time. When they get out there, they want to show something. Remember another flag. Illegal procedure. And that's one of the things you run into with guys that haven't been playing, not used to playing much, is it's just different out there in the game when you're on the field and it's really counting. It's just hard to run everything like you know you're supposed to.
And you're kind of anxious. You want to make a big play.
Sure.
You want to show your guy, the upperclassmen, and also the fans that you know what you're doing. You want to have the opportunity when you get it, and that's that's what's going on. Looks like number 64 was Donald Trout, was the injured Malden player. He's on the sideline, getting checked out over there by one of the physios. See what's going on with that leg.
Cranberry goes right, keeps the ball, tucks it in, and we got another flag.
And they're still going.
They're still going. Cranberry wasn't going to go down. And there's another flag, and that might be. They've stopped the clock. I'll start it again here in a minute. All right, cranking up the clock. They've stopped the clock. We got an injured player from New Madrid.
Look, we got a block in the back on New Madrid.
And they're driving the other way.
And, Terry, we talked a little bit about the Malden defense has kind of stood its ground here. They've done a good job holding New Madrid County Central out of the end zone here in the second half.
Well, New Madrid looked like they were in position to march it in, but they've gone back 25 yards since then. And it's on second down. It's one of those 3 or 4 plays, and we've run one. Or he gets outside, he's going up the side, he gets tackled, a good tackle in the open field by Beckett. Aiden Wilkerson with the run, nice run. Wilkerson's a freshman. He's just a freshman, another holding call. And I think that could be the last game. The clock's still ticking, 23 seconds left. They might get one more play. Ten seconds. They're not going to try to run another play, and that's going to be the end of the game. And the New Madrid County Central with the dominant win versus Malden, 42-8. Again, Malden in the second half took the ball, had one possession in the second half. They controlled the ball and took a nice drive. It was fun. That drive was fun to watch. And Malden scored the only score of the second half, and they scored a touchdown with a 2-point conversion. But that was it for Malden. That was the highlight for Malden, as New Madrid had a 42-0 halftime lead, and they dominated the game. It wasn't a fluke. They were up 42-0.
And, they had a good game plan. They came out in the first half. They kind of enforced their will on Malden. But the one thing you have to say about Malden, they came out after halftime, and they won the second half, 8-0. They took the ball. They controlled the ball the entire third quarter, and then wound up pushing the ball across for a score and got a 2-point conversion, 8-0. As we indicated, senior night, 3 seniors is all we have on the roster here for Malden. Tristan Moncrief, Jemias Benford, and Manuel Rivera. The rest are all underclassmen, so you've got to be pleased with the efforts of the Malden Green Wave. They're building for the future. Coach Treston Pulley, Brian Vent, Mike Perry, and Nick Neely. So I'm really impressed and excited about the future of Malden Green Wave football.
I am too, and the second half was fun. That drive was fun to watch. We haven't had a lot of fun to watch things but that drive was fun to watch. They converted 3 times on 4th down and ended up scoring a touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
And again, there's Malden will be in St. Louis next weekend. We will not have a broadcast. We won't be able to bring that. There's not the capability up there to bring the broadcast from the Boot Hill Broadcasting. So, as my understanding that after that, the next game will be after St. Louis is
Haytime.
Haytime. If we can bring it. So again, where we have to see where we're at and check the facilities and things of that nature. So we'll certainly do whatever we need to do to try to make that possible. Terry, I think that Malden's heading in the right direction. New Madrid County Central goes to 4-3 on the season. Malden slips down to 0-7. Much better football team than 0-7 football team, but again, they're playing with all underclassmen, freshmen, sophomore, and a few juniors. Only 3 seniors on the roster. So you got to be very impressed by the way that they're continuing to progress and continue to play hard for Coach Pulley and his staff. So I'm looking for big things. Hopefully we'll get our first win against Haytime. We'll go from there.
Or we get our first win at Veritas Christian Academy in O'Fallon, Missouri. Don't know anything about them, don't know anything about the history. I think this may be their first year playing football. But whatever it is, let's just hope that Malden will take what they did in the second half today and take it and continue it in O'Fallon.
Absolutely. And Terry, we'd like to thank our sponsors one last time. Duncan County Transit, Beckett's Tree Service and Landscaping, Earnhardt's Property Management, FM Bank, Rick's Hair World, Hershey and Amy Hill, Phil Judy Sandy, Servants Contracting, Brothers Lawn Service, and First State Community Bank.
Thank you for watching Boot Hill Broadcasting. For Darren Todd, this is Terry McVeigh signing off. We appreciate you. We appreciate our sponsors. We appreciate our watchers, and we will be back sometime in the future, hopefully in 2 weeks.